Hello, hello, hello. Hey Fabs, it is Latanya here with the BFAB Collection. For those who do not know, the BFAB Collection is a premium digital stationery boutique that creates lifestyle digital planning essentials for the high octane woman. And so in this video, we are talking about the top 3 essentials for getting started with digital planning. And so I'm constantly asked a question of what is digital planning? Is it an app? How does it work? And so I want to lay all of that out here in this video. And so I want to demystify some of the thoughts that are around digital planning and kind of lay out what it actually is and how it actually works, right? And so, digital planning, a lot of people tend to think that it is an app, right? It's something that requires a lot of code. And it's neither of those things. It's not an app, it doesn't require code. It's not a project management system, it's not a CRM system. It is simply a PDF document that is then uploaded into a PDF annotation app. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in detail in a minute. And then from there, you can use it the same way that you use a physical planner or a physical notebook or really physical paper. And so at the end of the day, digital planning is simply using, or digital stationery, I'll say, is simply digital paper. So it's paper in a digital form. You're able to type on it and you're able to also literally write on it, depending on the device that you choose to use. So let's get into it. What are the top 3 essentials that I recommend for people? And it's just the simplest and easiest way to get started, right? And so before I actually do that, I want to do a compare and contrast really quick. So when you are planning on paper, you need 2 items, right? You need the paper itself, and then you need a writing utensil, a pen or a pencil, right? So you need those 2 things. And it really is, from a digital aspect, is really simple, just like that, right? So it's just going to look a little bit different. And so how does that look different? It looks different in a way that you need 3 top things. And really it's kind of 4, but one of those things is combined in the 3, right? So the first thing that you need is to choose, and what I recommend is to do it this way, is to choose the PDF annotation app that you want to use. So based off of your device, whether you're iOS user, meaning Apple user, or you're Android user, you're going to want to see what is the best PDF annotation app for your devices that you have. And actually, I'll switch it a little bit. First, you need a device, right? And that device can look like a computer, it can look like a tablet, it can look like a phone. I typically recommend people to use a tablet because you're able to preserve and maintain the handwriting. But if you're more of a typer, then you can use either a computer or a tablet as well too, because you can type on that as well. But then if you must, I typically recommend using the phone kind of as a last resort. Like maybe you don't have your computer or your tablet with you, but you do have your phone because we tend to take that everywhere, right? Then you're able to still access your files. You're still able to access your products and or update it in real time, and it will sync across your devices, right? As long as you have the same devices. And what I mean by that, if you have a computer and your phone, if they're both Android systems, then it's going to sync across. If you have a Apple phone, an Apple computer, Apple tablet, then it's going to sync across all those devices. So that's the first thing. What device are you using? 2, now we'll go to the PDF annotation app. Based off of whatever device you're using, you're going to want to check out PDF annotation apps that you're able to write on and that allows hyperlinks to function. And hyperlinks are simply, think about I like to put it in this kind of analogy of when you have a planner or notebook that has tabs, right? And you're able to flip and get to a specific section really quickly without having to flip through a whole lot of pages to find it. You know that you wrote it in this section, so you flip back and forth. Hyperlinks are similar to tabs. It's just on steroids, right? So it's a link that takes you from one place to another place at the click of a button, and very efficiently. So if you want to get to page, if you want to get to one section in a planner or notebook, if that notebook has hyperlinks, then it's going to quickly take you there. And most products tend to have a index page that has certain pages that has been assigned a specific link to easily move you to that page. So you're going to want to make sure that your PDF annotation app supports hyperlinks, but then also that you can physically write on it if you so choose to. And so here are some of my top recommendations based off of devices. So for my Apple users, my number one go-to highly recommended app is PDF annotation app is Goodnotes 5. Goodnotes 5. It is one of my favorites. It's the one that I primarily use personally. And it just works seamlessly and it syncs across all of my devices. The second one that I recommend that I use at some point, but I have tested the products on it, so I know that it works, is Notability. So that's the second recommended PDF annotation app for good Apple users. I'm sorry. For my Apple users is Notability. So our products have been tested on Notability. I highly recommend Goodnotes for all of my iOS users. There's so many other ones. Just by the way, there's so many other ones that can be used as well too. However, you're going to want to make sure that you do your due diligence. I recommend the things that I have used. I recommend the things that I have tested our products on. And so that's what I arrived at. Goodnotes is highly recommended. It's one of the leading PDF annotation apps in the industry. It actually, for 2022, it won the number one iPad app of the year. So that's how highly recommended this PDF annotation app is. Then for my Android users, I recommend Noteshelf 2. Noteshelf, shelf, so like a shelf on the wall. So Noteshelf 2. And I'll put these in the chat to make it easier. But I recommend those, and our products have been on Noteshelf 2. Our products have been tested on that as well too. Let's see here. Notability. Okay, Android users. Noteshelf 2. All right, so there you go. They've been placed in the chat. So we have our whatever device you're going to use, whether it's a tablet, a computer, or your phone. Highly recommend using your tablet. It preserves the handwriting aspect. If you're a typer, then you can easily use your computer and use a tablet because you can type on that as well too. And then number two was your and with the devices, if you use a tablet, then you're going to need the pencil that goes with it. So for Apple users, it's going to be the Apple Pencil. For Samsung users, you're going to need the pencil that goes with it, the stylus that comes with it. But the difference between Android users is if you get the Samsung tablets, they typically come with the pencil. My Apple users, we know that the pencil does not come. You have to purchase it separately. And so then we have the PDF annotation apps, which I've explained that. I've placed them in the chat for you to see which ones are highly recommended based off of what type of operating system you're working with. And then number three is going to be your lovely digital planner and or notebook. And so we have a host, the How collection, the little black digital notebook that you can check out and use. And by the way, I will say this, within these PDF annotation apps, natively within the system, you can create your own digital paper, right? So I'm here for you not to just get a cell, but you can create your own digital paper create your own notebooks, those sorts of things, and make it work that way as well too. And I actually did that before I launched the BFAB collection, for starting back in 2018 when I started using digital paper or digital stationery products. That is what I did for the first 3 years or so. Was I used what was native in Goodnotes 5. It was Goodnotes 4 at the time when I got started. But Goodnotes 4 is no longer available. It is Goodnotes 5 now. And so I used the paper that was natively available within the app, until I launched the BFAB collection. And now I use all of the BFAB collection products. So definitely check that out. Those are the top 3 things that you really need to get started. Is what device are you going to be using? And these are things that you probably already have anyways. But then looking at the PDF annotation app that you want to use, and then getting your notebook, right? Or your planner, or your digital paper, whatever that is, right? Just quick disclaimer that for the PDF annotation apps, there are many that are free, but of the ones that I just recommended, there is a small one-time nominal fee. So for example, Goodnotes 5 is like $7.99, but as you pay it one time, and then you have access to it for lifetime. And you can create and upload as many notebooks or PDF documents as you see fit, right? And just another disclaimer and reminder is that our products, again, are not an app. It's not a project management system. It's not a CRM system. It doesn't require code. It simply is a PDF document that once you purchase it, you have access to it immediately, and you can immediately download it and upload it into your PDF annotation app and use it the same way you would a physical product. Just a quick caveat, just to let you guys know, the way that we go about it is aesthetically, we love to, as many elements that goes into it, but I'm going to talk about the aesthetic aspect of it, which is that we maintain the realistic nature of a notebook. So how you would see a notebook look in real life, particularly one that has a coil binding, that's how it's going to look when you get the product. It has the coil binding. When you flip the pages, it's going to lay open as if it was a physical notebook that is laying open flat, right? Our notepads is going to look like a real notepad. It has a cover, and when you swipe pages, it's as if you're flipping the pages up, and it looks like a real legal pad or notepad. And so go check us out on our website, thebfabcollection.com. Drop us a comment in the comment section and let me know what questions you have. Let me know, and I hope that this has been helpful. And let me know, what else do you want to hear about digital planning, about planning at large, the things that you need to be productive, the things that you need to be efficient and effective, strategic planning, particularly strategic planning with God. Drop all your comments in the comments below. Thank you.